Hi everyone. Welcome back to the Pot Smoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Pot Smoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim or Old Testament of the Hebrew Bible or the Jewish Bible. But I'm from a Christian family, so I use the King James Version of the Bible to write the prophecy of Israel, which is the book of Zion. It's written entirely in Bible verse, so I had to write the Pot Smoker's Bible as a companion piece to it to allow me to legally publish the prophetic verses. And today I'm doing an extra video because um, it's important that you get an idea of what I'm imagining, because the fulfillment of the prophecy of Israel is my dream. My dream is based on the prophecy itself. And I'm a lot like, well, okay, I'm a little tiny bit like Einstein. I like to project. I like to thought experiment my way through things. I call them daydreams. But I'm really just an author, so what I do is I tell myself stories, which I call daydreams. And in order for everyone to see what I see, why I've embraced the prophecy of Israel, why I've taken the steps that I've taken to fulfill that prophecy, and why I'm continuing to work towards its fulfillment, because it's a beautiful dream. And so I want to take this segment to daydream you a dream of Zion and the Camp Out for Freedom in particular, chapter 1 of the creation of the nation of Zion, which I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to use my main character is going to be a very distraught woman named Karen. She is a computer programmer who got divorced prior to COVID and is now a single mother. She's gone through her entire savings, and just it's just prior to the 1st of May. So let's say it's the 25th of April. And she realizes that her money is gone, her job is gone, her rent cannot be met next week. She has to decide what to do for her and her 3 children, who range from ages 6 to 16, and who are just devastated by COVID. And she has nowhere to go. But she heard about this Camp Out for Freedom in the panhandle of the state of Nebraska. She's got just enough money to get there. So she decides that this is her best bet, because she can't get any more help from unemployment, and the government hasn't been able to do anything about her rent problem. So she's literally out on the street in a matter of days. So she packs up her kids and her dog and her cat and everything that she can get into her SUV, and she rents a trailer. So she packs up everything she can for herself and her kids, and she takes off, and she heads to the panhandle of the state of Nebraska, and she joins a long line of refugees who have chosen to take a chance on this new political figure called Zion, who has taken steps to fulfill prophecy and promises that God themselves will come to her aid. So she comes to the walls of Zion, and these are like mud brick walls, and they're just being built. She can see that they're underway. But this is the people of Zion preparing for any and all contingencies. She comes to the gate, and she's really scared and really nervous. but she's greeted with smiling faces. And the Zionites at the gate ask her if she has a citizenship to the nation of Zion, or if she is a refugee. She says that she's a refugee. They ask her, um, and they say, okay, that's no problem. Just take this left right here. So she pulls onto the road to the left, and she goes up to the car that's waiting in line, and she waits. And a couple of minutes later, um, a Zionite with a tablet comes over and asks her if she needs anything immediately, any medical care or anything at all. And she says that she has nothing. She has no food. She has one child who is autistic, and she has no medication for him, except for what she has on hand, one prescription. And they say, oh, don't worry, no problem. We have this taken care of. Our doctors will make an appointment, will come to your tent as soon as they are able to assess your child and to see to your medical needs. If the doctors deem that it is necessary for your prescription to carry on, that it can't be supplemented with a natural alternative, then we will provide you with your medication. And they ask her what her prior job experience was. She was in tech. She was a computer programmer. Oh, they just smile when they see that, and when they hear that, they're, oh yes, the communication skills. You're gonna be very busy. So they punch in a few things on their tablet, and they ask for her phone. And they just, can you just show me your phone for a second? Can you open it up? And they hit a couple of numbers, get her an app that the computer people have already set up, and give her a GPS to where to go. So she follows directions, and she goes to a secondary aid, which is the communications camp. And this is going to be her home. She's greeted by someone who calls her by her name. Hey, Karen, we've been expecting you. Let me see your phone. Okay, this is where you're going to be camping. Um, we've been told that you need all the basic necessities, that you don't have anything with you. Is that correct? Yes, she says. Oh, don't worry about it. Okay, we're going to have some people meet you at your homestead, and they will help you out. So she follows the GPS to her homestead, the place where she's to camp. And there's a group of people waiting for her when she gets there. And they said, pull up right here. Okay, is it okay if we set your tent up right here, ma'am? My tent? Well, yes, you said you didn't have anything with you, so we're going to put you up in a tent. So they start setting up a tent. And they hand her a basket and they say, here are the necessary seeds that you will need to plant your garden. Because everybody is required to plant their own food. We have made arrangements for meat from ranchers that have joined our cause. So we will provide you with meat every Friday at our solemn um, solemn assembly. So and that will be when the priests will slaughter the necessary animals to feed the people for the following week, just as the ancients did, by the way. So from the time she opens her car door until sundown, immediately some older children show up and say, hey, we're going to take your kids. Now, we'll leave your autistic child with you, of course. They're going to be scared as hell at that point. But that's okay, because there's a medical team that has been dispatched to help with that. And one of the unique people in that dispatch is an empath who empathically connects to the child and calms them down. So within 5 minutes of her pulling into her stall, her autistic child, who was freaking out, because of all the abrupt changes that have been happening, is suddenly calm. And she has taught how to call upon that telepath. She's given that telepath has been temporarily assigned to her to help her with her autistic child. Because an empath, a telepath, has the ability to reach somebody on a level that only an autistic child can be reached at. So she is given aid that she's never even heard of before by people who are just opening up they're just giving her everything she needs. And there's never a word about money. And but one of the people that have been met her at her camp is someone who has already looked into her work history and knows exactly what her talents are. And they meet with her and they say, "Oh, we've got a job for you if you know." It's like in Zion, we all must earn our own living. Camp rule is you have to wear masks unless you are within the confines of your compound, which is bordered by your garden. So everybody has to plant their own seeds and raise their own crops. They will be assisted if they don't have a green thumb. But each family unit has its own source of food, vegetables, and fruit. Um, within a day of her arrival, 2 separate units have been dispatched to her. One to create a septic system for her um, to use the family waste as a means of uh, fertilizing the garden. So her compound uses its own resources to enrich itself and to take care of itself. And another um, unit has been dispatched to build for her a shelter, an underground bunker, in case of a tornado, because the camp is going to be in Tornado Alley. So we have to take care of that. So she is given the means to protect herself and to protect and provide for herself and her children. Her children have already been introduced to the amenities of the camp, the ones that were not tested, because the children that came to their rescue showed them around the camp, so they know exactly where to go to play video games, to watch TV, to go swimming, to play sports, because all of this will be provided. And so the children, of course, have to wear their masks because we're in a pandemic. So the family quickly settles into camp life because the everybody who has brings with them everything that they have. So the preppers who have come have brought their store of food, and because they realize that to prep in for the coming catastrophes solo is stupid when here Zion is with the means to prep a nation. So everything is provided. We have people who have already been there that are starting to grow food, and you can literally take the remains of your vegetables and plant them and create food that you can eat within 10 days in some cases. So within 10 days of her getting to her camp, her and her children are eating fresh vegetables, baby vegetables that they themselves have grown, provided, the seeds provided by the camp. And with that, I'm going to end. So may the Great watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm. May they teach you right from wrong, and may you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your life's work, your guild choice. That'll help make you and your family happy. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Please join me in my vision of Zion. It's going to be awesome. Let's go camping. I love you way too much to say goodbye, so I'm going to say later now. Later.